There is a kind of exhaustion that sleep cannot fix. You feel it in the morning, before the day has even begun. A tightness in the chest, a sense that you are already behind. You open your eyes and immediately the mind begins its work, listing everything that must be done, everything that was left undone, everything that might go wrong. And so you rise, not rested, but driven. You move quickly because you believe you must. You rush because the world seems to demand it. But somewhere in that rushing, something is being lost. Something quiet. Something essential. Welcome to the quiet path. This is a space where we step away from the noise, where we sit with what is difficult, where we remember that strength is not always loud. Here, we do not chase, we do not perform. We simply look clearly at what is real. And today, we are looking at the way we move through our days, the way we hurry, the way we push, the way we believe that speed is the same as progress, because it is not. And the cost of that confusion is higher than most of us realize. We have built lives that reward motion. We admire people who are always busy, always moving, always producing. We speak with pride about how little we sleep, how much we accomplish, how many things we juggle at once. And we have come to believe that this is what it means to live well, to be effective, to matter. But if you watch closely, you will notice something. The people who rush the most are often the ones who feel the most lost. The ones who accomplish the most are frequently the ones who feel the least satisfied. There is a strange paradox here. The faster we move, the less we seem to arrive. You see this everywhere. In the way people walk down the street, eyes fixed on their phones, bodies tilted forward as if leaning into an invisible wind. In the way conversations are cut short, not because there is nothing more to say, but because there is always somewhere else to be. In the way meals are eaten without tasting, in the way sunlight falls on skin without being felt. The rushing has become so constant, so automatic, that we no longer notice it. It is simply the way things are. And because we do not notice it, we do not question it, we do not ask what it is costing us. But it is costing us, every day, in ways both small and large. When you rush, you are not fully present. You are already in the next moment, the next task, the next worry. And so the moment you are in becomes thin, it loses its texture. It becomes something to get through, rather than something to experience. And when enough moments become this way, your life begins to feel the same. Thin. Rushed. As if you are always moving but never quite living. There is an old understanding in Japanese culture, found in practices that seem simple but are not. The tea ceremony. The arrangement of flowers, the careful tending of a garden. These are not done quickly. They are not efficient. They do not produce immediate results that can be measured or displayed. But they are not meant to. They are meant to return a person to themselves, to slow the mind, to remind the body that there is wisdom in stillness, that attention itself is a form of respect, that the way you do something matters as much as what you do. When you prepare tea slowly, you are not wasting time. You are reclaiming it. You are saying that this moment, this simple act, deserves your full presence. And in giving it that presence, you discover something. The rushing was never necessary. It was a habit, a reflex, a story you told yourself about what life required. But it was not true. Life does not require you to be everywhere at once. It does not demand that you move faster than your breath. That is something you imposed on yourself, and it is something you can choose to release. Most people do not realize how much of their rushing is not about the tasks themselves, but about the feeling underneath. The anxiety, the sense that if they slow down, something bad will happen. They will fall behind. They will be seen as lazy. They will lose control. And so they push. They hurry. They fill every gap with motion, every silence with noise. But the anxiety does not go away. It only deepens. Because rushing does not solve the problem. It feeds it. It tells the nervous system that there is danger, that there is not enough time, that survival depends on speed, and the body responds accordingly. The heart races, the shoulders tense, the breath shortens, and the mind begins to believe its own story. But here is the truth. The danger is not real. There is no tiger chasing you. There is no cliff ahead. There is only your life, unfolding at the speed it unfolds, and your choice about how to meet it. You can meet it with presence, with breath, with calm attention, or you can meet it with resistance, with hurry, with the belief that it should be different than it is. And that choice, made again and again, shapes everything. When you rush, you are living in the future. Always. You are thinking about the next thing, the thing after that, the thing that will come once this is done. But the future is not real. It is an idea, a projection. And while you are focused on it, the present slips away. The conversation you could have had, the meal you could have tasted, the walk you could have felt, these are not small losses. They are your life. And when you spend your life preparing for the next moment, you miss the only moment that exists. There is a way of being that many of us have forgotten. It is not taught in schools. It is not rewarded in workplaces. But it is perhaps the most important thing a person can learn. It is the ability to be where you are, fully, without resistance, without the part of your mind that is already planning the next step. This does not mean you stop caring about the future. It does not mean you become passive or careless. It means you stop pretending that hurrying will get you there faster, because it will not. Hurrying only makes the journey harder. It makes you more tired, more anxious, more disconnected from the reasons you started in the first place. You do not need to do less. That is not the point. You can do all the same things. You can work. You can build. You can care for the people who depend on you. But you can do it differently. You can do it without the internal rushing, without the sense that you are always behind, without the story that says there is never enough time, because that story is a lie. There is enough time for what matters. There always has been. The problem is not the time. The problem is the way you are using it, the way you are fragmenting it, the way you are trying to be in 10 places at once instead of being fully in one. When you slow down, you do not lose efficiency, you gain clarity. You see what actually needs to be done and what you are doing simply to feel busy. You stop confusing motion with progress. You stop mistaking anxiety for motivation. And you begin to notice something. The things that matter do not require rushing. They require attention. They require presence. They require you to be calm enough to see clearly, steady enough to respond wisely, patient enough to let things unfold as they need to. This is not easy. The habit of rushing is deep. It has been reinforced for years, by culture, by expectation, by the way we have been taught to measure our worth. And so it will not disappear simply because you decide it should. It will return, again and again, in the mornings, in the moments of uncertainty, in the times when you feel afraid. And when it does, you will have a choice. You can follow it, as you always have. Or you can pause. You can breathe. You can feel your feet on the ground. You can remind yourself that rushing does not make you safer. It only makes you more scattered. And scattering is not strength. It is the opposite. Strength is being able to sit with discomfort without needing to fix it immediately. Strength is being able to wait without filling the waiting with distraction. Strength is being able to say no to the part of you that insists everything must happen now, and when you practice this, something begins to shift. The world does not slow down, but you do. And in that slowing, you discover a kind of steadiness you had forgotten was possible. A kind of calm that does not depend on everything going right. A kind of presence that feels, finally, like coming home. People often speak about balance as if it is something you achieve once and then maintain. But it is not. It is something you return to, again and again, because life pulls you off center constantly. There are always reasons to hurry, always emergencies, always demands. And if you wait for the world to give you permission to slow down, you will wait forever. The world will not give you that permission. It does not know how. It is built on different values, on productivity, on accumulation, on the belief that more is always better. But you do not have to accept those values. You do not have to live by them. You can choose something else, something quieter, something truer. When you stop rushing, you begin to notice what you were missing. The light through the window in the afternoon, the sound of rain on the roof, the way your child looks at you when you are actually listening, not just waiting for them to finish so you can move on to the next thing. These are not small details, they are the substance of life. And when you rush past them, you are rushing past your own existence. You are treating your life as an obstacle to get through, rather than a gift to be received. There is a teaching that says the way you do anything is the way you do everything. If you eat in a hurry, you live in a hurry. If you walk without noticing, you move through your days without seeing. And if you cannot be present for the simple things, you will not be present for the important things either, because presence is not something you turn on and off. It is a practice, a way of being, and it is built in the small moments, the ones you think do not matter, the ones you rush through because you believe something bigger is waiting. But nothing bigger is waiting. This is it, this moment, and the next one, and the one after that. And if you cannot meet them with calm attention, you will spend your whole life chasing something that does not exist. So what does it mean to stop rushing? It does not mean you move slowly all the time. It does not mean you never have urgency. It means you stop carrying urgency with you like a weight. It means you learn to distinguish between what truly requires speed and what only feels that way because you are anxious. It means you give yourself permission to take a breath before responding, to pause before deciding, to sit with uncertainty instead of filling it with motion. And it means you stop measuring your worth by how much you accomplish in a day, because that measure is hollow. It will never be enough. There will always be more to do. And if your sense of value depends on doing it all, you will never rest. You will never feel satisfied. You will only feel tired. The rushing is stealing your life, not all at once, not in a way that is obvious, but slowly, steadily, one moment at a time. And the tragedy is that most people do not realize it until much later, until they look back and wonder where the years went, until they see their children grown and cannot remember the details, until they recognize that they have been so busy preparing for the future that they forgot to live the present. And by then, the moments are gone. They cannot be retrieved. They cannot be redone. They are simply lost. But you are here now. And now is when you can choose differently, not tomorrow, not when things calm down. Now, in this moment, you can decide that your life is worth more than hurrying through it. You can decide that the people you love deserve your full attention, not the distracted half-present version of you that is always thinking about the next thing. You can decide that your own peace matters more than other people's expectations. And you can begin to live in a way that reflects those decisions. Not perfectly, not all at once, but gradually. With kindness toward yourself when you forget, with patience when it feels hard, with trust that slowing down is not falling behind. It is waking up. Consider for a moment what it feels like when you are truly present, when you are sitting with someone you love and you are not thinking about anything else, when you are eating a meal and you can actually taste it, when you are walking and you notice the air on your skin, the sound of your own footsteps, the way the world looks when you are not racing through it. There is a quality to these moments that is different, a richness, a depth, and it is available to you at any time. Not because you have done something special, not because circumstances have aligned perfectly, but simply because you have chosen to be where you are. This is what the rushing takes from you. Not just time, not just energy, but this quality of experience, this sense of being alive in your own life. And the strange thing is that most of us know this. Somewhere deep down, we know that the hurrying is not working. We know that we are tired. We know that we are missing things, but we continue anyway, because we do not know how to stop, because we are afraid of what will happen if we do, because we have built an identity around being busy, around being needed, around being the person who can handle everything, and to let go of that feels like letting go of ourselves. But what if that identity is not who you really are? What if it is just a role you have been playing for so long that you forgot it was a role? What if the real you, the one underneath all the rushing and striving and proving, is quieter than that, calmer than that? What if the real you does not need to be everywhere at once, does not need to accomplish everything today, does not need to earn the right to rest? What if you are already enough, just as you are, without all the motion? This is not a comfortable question. Because if you are enough without the rushing, then what was all the rushing for? What were all those years of pushing and striving and sacrificing? Were they necessary? Or were they just fear dressed up as ambition? And if they were fear, then what does that mean about the way you have been living? These are hard things to face, but they are also liberating things. Because if the rushing was never necessary, then you can stop. You can choose differently. You can build a life that is not based on fear, but on presence, not on proving, but on being. The ancient philosophers understood something that we have forgotten. They understood that a good life is not measured by how much you do, but by how awake you are while you are doing it. They understood that virtue is not about achievement, but about attention. They understood that the quality of your mind matters more than the quantity of your accomplishments, and they lived accordingly. Not because they were lazy, not because they lacked ambition, but because they had learned something deeper. They had learned that peace does not come from getting everything done. It comes from being present with what is. You can learn this too, not by reading about it, not by thinking about it, but by practicing it, by noticing when you are rushing and choosing to slow down, by feeling your breath when you are anxious, by being where you are instead of where you think you should be, by giving yourself permission to rest without justification, by treating your own life with the same care and attention you would give to something precious. Because it is precious. It is the only one you have. And no amount of accomplishment will matter if you spent the whole thing hurrying through it. So begin today, not with a grand plan, not with a list of things to change, just with this moment. This breath, this choice to be here, and then the next moment, and the next. Building slowly, patiently, the kind of life that does not need to be rushed through. The kind of life that can be lived. If you found something here that felt true, I invite you to like this video and subscribe to The Quiet Path. Not because I need you to, but because these reflections are here for anyone who is ready to hear them. And perhaps, if they helped you, they will help someone else. This is not about numbers or growth. It is simply about creating a space where stillness can be remembered, where calm strength can be practiced, where people who are tired of rushing can rest for a moment and remember who they are. Walk slowly. See clearly. I'll see you again on The Quiet Path.